Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are in the process of getting out of debt, and the other big process is learning how to stay out of debt. I've already gotten out of debt once. Now, I said once, clearly, for a reason, because now we are in debt again. And so I'm revamping my original plan, which actually got us out of debt, but I'm adding some things to keep us out of debt, right? Okay, so the first thing I did is I created a wants list. Now, what this is if I want something, I write it down, right? It's pretty self-explanatory. However, this list, it's so fun to write things down on it. You know, like, I think there's 5 or 6 things on it right now. There's, like, I have an immersion blender on there. I mean, not very expensive items. But usually, I would just go on Amazon and order it, right? Or when I go into town, pick that item up. But what I'm doing now is, because it's not in my budget this month, I'm not getting it, right? So next month, when I do my budget, if I want to, I may be able to, put 1 or 2 of these items in there. I may not, because what I'm realizing is, which I've always known to some degree, is that the fun is in the wanting of the thing. Like, just thinking about it. Like, how useful would this be? How, that kind of thing. So, this is a big deal. Make the wants list. Write down the things that you would like to have. Here's another thing with this wants list. Everything on this list I've never had before. And I think that might be one of the things that makes it so exciting. And also, just the simple fact that I have to wait for it, like, builds up this excitement. I'm just saying, try it. It is a game changer. I don't know what the psychology of it is. It's just amazing. The next thing we are doing is, which we've been doing for a while, but it is really helping at this point, along with a bunch of other things kind of compounded, is we only shop on specific days. Now, whenever I say that, I do practically everything to do with money on one day. I do a deposit, I pay the bills, get groceries, do any kind of orders that I need to make. Any of that stuff is all done on Fridays for me. So you would pick one day a week, and that's the day that you do anything to do with money. And I don't, to me, everything's fresh in my mind. I know what the deposit was. I know what we have coming up. I've reviewed all the budget, whatever. It's just amazing because it's all fresh and it's all right there. So doing all of your spending, and I know, a lot of people do these like no spend weeks or whatever. I guess that could be this. I've never really called it a thing, called it a name. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But I do that every week. And it helps tremendously, especially right now when we have this big goal that we're trying to do. Okay, the next one we're doing is practicing mindfulness. Now, I got on this bandwagon a few weeks ago from something that I read, and I can't tell you who I read it from. I think it was like an inspirational quote on Facebook or Instagram. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So what I'm doing is not doing like any auto ships on Amazon where they automatically send it to you. I'm not doing that. And I'm just trying to figure out, is this something that I need still? Just figuring out, do I need it just because I've always had it? Do I still need it? Is it still relevant, right? Because so many things we do on just rote, right? We've always done it this way, so I always need this one particular thing. Well, maybe you don't. And so that's what I'm saying about practicing mindfulness, like being intentional. Do I need this thing? Is there a better way to do it? Is there a cheaper way to do it? Do I need it at all, right? Okay, next one is reviewing all of my subscriptions. And we only have, other than Amazon Prime, we only have one subscription service, and that is Disney Plus. And the reason we have that is because we didn't cancel it in time. We're already paying for the thing. We will not be renewing it, but yada yada. But all of the other things that we had on auto ship, we're just not doing it. Like, we canceled all of it. We do have one thing. It's not necessarily auto ship. I always have to go in and change the amounts or whatever. It's a particular like soap that my husband likes, which it lasts forever. So it's not something that comes every month or anything like that. But just paying attention to what you have and what you need and what you're still using, right? Okay. And then the next one is reviewing my bills, whether that's car insurance, cable, phone contract, all of that. So our car insurance is renewing. So I tried to call all of these companies. I got 1,000 quotes. I had 50 million phone calls on my phone. Found out that the car insurance that I have is the best I'm going to get. And I'm cool with that. Now I know, right? So it took me a couple hours and many, many phone calls from different people and telling them, no, thank you. I've already made up my mind, blah, blah, blah. But it was hours well spent. Now I know. Now, we also switched to Mint Mobile a couple months ago. That saved us a ton of money. I think right now, this is not sponsored. Right now they have a thing where it's like unlimited for $15 a month. And I think also you get 3 months free or something. It was pretty simple. And so that's something to check out. All of your services. Call them. See if they can offer you a lower rate. All they can say is no. You move on, just checking all of those things because we tend to just stay with what we've had forever, right? Okay, the next one is creating as much margin in your budget as possible. Now, margin is the gap between what's going out and what's coming in, right? Like what you're keeping after all your bills are paid and all that. So the bigger that is, the better, because that's where your savings, your investing, your sinking funds, all of that, that's where that comes out of. So you want that to be as big as possible. Now, some of our bills are going down because we have our power bill, our natural gas bill, we have those on what's called equal pay. And so with that, we pay the same amount over, say, a 6-month period of time. They average it out. And so the amazing part is you don't have, that January power bill that's $350 because it's all averaged out. So pretty much each month your bill is going to be $150 or whatever they set it at, and then it readjusts. And the amazing part is this month was our the month that they average everything out. And so not only did we not have to pay our gas bill, which was $200, but they also sent me a $129 check, which is amazing, which is part of that margin that I was talking about. Okay, the next one, well, I guess I could have thrown this in before, but is having a budget that works, that you work, right? So this is probably the first time in my life that the budget I'm using, I'm sticking to, for one, and also, for some reason, it's just clicking. I don't know if it's because I want it bad enough, because I am bound and determined to get out of this hole that I'm in, right? Which that could be. For whatever reason, what I'm doing is working. And so just trying a budget until you can find one that you can use, you understand it, it works, make it work for you, right? The budget is like my best friend all of a sudden, right? It's amazing how that works. And there's that saying that when you do a budget, you feel like you got a raise. It's true. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like we have money for every single thing. And I just want everybody to feel like that. Like, this is amazing. This is not terrible like people think it is. Okay. And the next one is learning to say no, which is extremely important. And that goes for kids, family, coworkers, grown kids. It doesn't matter. If it's not in your budget right now and you don't have it in, say, a miscellaneous category or an eating out, whatever, you're not going to pizza, right? Just say no. It's a complete sentence. You don't owe anybody an explanation. Just say no. Okay. The next one is starting new habits. Meaning, what we're doing is we decided that we're only going to eat out twice a month, which before we were eating out quite often. And so that's a big deal when you go down to just, and now it's just a habit, right? Now my first thought isn't even going out to eat when it's just chaotic and tired, everybody's tired and all that. That's not even my first, thought anymore. Now it might be more like we're having quesadillas for dinner, or we're going to have grilled cheese. We're going to have something easy, but it's going to be here. Okay. Next one is grocery shopping smarter. Okay. So this is interesting. Grocery shopping is, I have it, like for us, it works really well the way I do it. But even still, there is a grocery outlet here, which I never go to. I don't know. I just don't go to that very often, which I am going tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But it's not something I think about very often because they don't always have the same things and I can't count on things being there, blah, blah, blah. And it's another stop. However, it could save me money just going there once a month, right? And so keep that in mind. You don't have to go there every week. But if you can go and stock up on a handful of things, that's worth your time. So just grocery shopping smarter, shopping the sales, going to possibly different stores, using the apps for, say, Kroger, Fred Meyer, Albertsons, Safeway, and all of that. Because there's a lot of benefits with those apps. And then also you can upload your receipt into Fetch and earn some gift cards and, just doing a couple more steps that can save a lot. Now, I know energy's low, time is low. I understand that. You do what works for you. My point is even implementing a couple of things could save you a bundle. Okay, the next one is, how is everything going with what I'm already doing? And I've been looking at that hard. And so there's been a lot of things. Like right now I'm thinking about making my own dish and my own laundry soap. I have a couple recipes that I've looked at for powder, and I think I'm going to do it. I have quite a bit of laundry soap right now, so I'm going to use up what I have, but I am considering doing that. I already don't really buy cleaners because I just use, dish soap and vinegar and baking soda and whatever. So I don't really need to do that. But even like with how my time is being used or what we're eating, all of those kinds of things play into how everything else works, right? So just seeing what's working and what's not is such a key thing. And the next one, which is kind of what we've been talking about this whole time, is just changing habits and your mindset. Now, I've realized that certain things I'm willing to do because my goal is so big. So my goal is to get out of this debt in a certain amount of time. And I am willing to either go without a handful of things, have more of a pain in the butt when I'm cooking, maybe make some more things from scratch. I'm thinking about actually learning how to make regular bread. I used to make sourdough bread all the time. And also learning how to make biscuits. I don't know. If you know how to make biscuits, tell me down in the comments. I have tried probably 50 times over my life to make biscuits, and I can't for the life of me. So if you have any tips, leave them down in the comments. Also with bread. Anyway, I'm just going over everything. And anytime we have a goal, I think assessing what we're doing now is such a pivotal thing, right? Okay, that's all I've got for you today. If you have any comments, any ideas about any of this stuff, let me know down in the comments. And if you have found out some things that is just like you're just killing it with paying debt off, putting money in savings, all of that, let us all know, because we all like reading the comments. So I will see you in the next one. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.